Hello there, everybody. I hope you're doing good, my fellow Americans and, my brothers and sisters from across the globe. Appreciate you being here. If you're new to my channel, my name's Afefe, channels Touched by Tarot and Beyond. You'll see I do a lot of political readings. I'm a former newspaper journalist, but I'm also a priestess. Lots of initiations, trainings. If you want to learn more about that, it's on my website. I'll put a link to my website below. Quick housekeeping thing. So back it up, going too fast. If you're new to my channel, I do hope you like what you see, and if so, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Please check out the description box as well. There's information on how to join my membership, where I do special private videos, more teaching, and occasionally we'll get on and do a live Zoom session together just for my members. So check that out. And housekeeping, I have promised a tarot workshop on September 28th. That's a Saturday. It'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern. There's a link to how to register for that below. Only $33. Like, it'll be well worth it. I hope you'll join me. And a lot of you expressed an interest in working with me on that. So yeah, gonna do that on the 28th. Look for the link for that in the description box below. And let's get into it, you all. Got a couple of things I want to touch on today. This September 10th debate on ABC. Will we or won't we? I want to go to spirit on that. The last that I'm hearing, you all, I love your comments. Please keep them coming. It's boiling down to some issues around whether or not there should be a hot mic. Remembering that, if I recall correctly, when Trump's campaign and Trump himself was preparing to debate Joe Biden, they did not want hot mics because they wanted to be able to, of course, Trump to just talk all over Joe Biden, do, Trump being Trump, right? But now they're like, oh, no, we cannot do this unless we have the mic situation handled. Why? Is there some fear there of having too much of a dynamic exchange between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump? Like, that's an interesting switcheroo. But I do want to see, bottom line, Spirit, will there be a debate on September 10th on ABC Network between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris? Will the debate go forward as planned? Will the debate go forward as planned? Eight of Wands in talks to try and make it happen. This almost feels a little, you all, like Trump's sort of between a rock and a hard place here, because if he bows out, Kamala Harris is like, all systems go, let's make it happen. If he bows out, he looks like a punk, and he does not want to do that under any circumstances. They're trying to implement these other, conditions to basically make it backfire, I think, on ABC. But the bottom line is, Princess of Cups, the desire in the public. This is something that, for all intents and purposes, needs to go forward. By the way, somebody's going to ask, I'm using one of your favorites when I do political readings, the United States of Tarot. And that, by the way, is Oprah Winfrey on that card, coming up as the Princess of Cups. Man, did she do her thing at the convention. All right. Will this go forward on September 10th? We have the Star. It's going forward, you all. Now, that also is more of a hope card, though. Let me back up off of that a little bit. The Star, ruled by Aquarius, and also Uranus, co-ruled by Uranus and Saturn. So there is a little bit of a still hopeful, still optimistic, not 100%. And I think that is not that Kamala Harris, certainly not on Kamala Harris's end, but there's a Seven of Wands. That's Trump's side is going to make some conditions that they feel they're going to say, like, this is our line in the sand. If you do not give us this, then clearly you are trying to slant this in Kamala Harris's favor. You ABC, blah blah blah. Yeah, this is a game of chicken. And the Two of Wands, they may try to push it forward, past the September 10th. They may try to push the date, and or push the moderators, the venue, something. But there's a, as it stands right now, I think they're going to try to continue to delay it, you all. And but to find a good enough pretext to make it seem like he didn't punk out. All right, so let's see. We'll continue to look at that. I want to move on now to what's happening in Georgia, you all. This is woo, like Georgia. As Lil Jon said at the Democratic convention, turned down for what? So they have filed, the national DNC and the state Democrat, Georgia State Democratic Party, and along with I think some other elected officials in Georgia, have filed yesterday. They filed a lawsuit in Georgia because of all of these new rules that are being put into place by the Georgia Election Board. 5-member panel. 3 of them, 2 Democrats and 3 of them Trump cultists, for entertainment purposes only. And this was in the wake of 2020. We all know the incredible role that Georgia played in the 2020 election. And but post-election, after 2020, Raffensperger was what's his name? Brad Raffensperger, Secretary of State, was the head of this same elections board that is now implementing these new rules to try and, 2 requirements. One is that they are saying they must, not they can if they need to or think there's something going on, but that they must, election officials in Georgia must examine all documentation election related. How broad is that? What does that mean? People's driver's licenses, like what do you have to examine? So must examine all documentation election related and must conduct reasonable inquiry. What is that? Delays, tactics to delay, and if there is so much delay that Georgia would wind up not being able to certify the election, well then take it to Congress, then there we go, right? So lawsuit has been filed. State senators have gone to Governor Kemp, Brian Kemp, who, really interesting, I want to look at him. He came out with this full-throttled endorsement of Donald Trump. We also know that Donald Trump has been horrendous towards him, and his wife and his family, right? So there's some interesting stuff there. But Kemp has been requested to remove these 3 members, these pit bulls, as Donald Trump called them, on the Georgia State of Elections Board. So he, Kemp, has gone to the Attorney General of Georgia and said, tell me legally what I'm authorized to do. I need you to let me know what moves I can or cannot make. So here we go. I want to go to Spirit and see, number 1, will Brian Kemp remove those 3 people from the board, or will there be some shakeup on that elections board? And then 2, the outcome of this lawsuit, or how this lawsuit will proceed. All right, so let's do 1 first. Spirit, will Brian Kemp remove those members from the board? Will he move forward with that? We have the King of Cups. That's his energy. He's presenting himself as the King of Cups. He wants to do what's fair. We saw him uphold the law even as a staunch Republican. In 2020, we saw him uphold the law. We saw him under incredible duress and to abide by the Constitution of the United States. So that's this King of Cups energy. Here comes the devil. He's going to worry about the blowback from it. He cannot afford to ignore it. Mind you, if I'm not mistaken, he can't run for governor again. He's done after his current term. So it's not about political ambition, I don't think. I think this is more about his concerns, because the devil is an energy where you feel chained to something that you know is not right and you know is not good for you. right? So even his endorsement, even Kemp's endorsement, enthusiastic endorsement, on paper, written, the words of Trump, it's almost like what he feels he has to do. There's some fear there. Very often with the devil energy, you do something because you fear asserting your independence. You fear what could happen to you if you don't let yourself be chained up in it. And the Wheel of Fortune. There's a karmic quality to this decision, of course. But I also feel like he's going to this is a timing element. He's going to let the Wheel of Fortune, he's going to let time go by. He's going to slow walk this. Yes. So visibly he's taken in the concerns of the senators and said, I hear you. Let me go check in with my attorney general and see what legally I can do. Watch and see how long that process lasts or takes, right? Yeah. I think that's going to be a wait and see game. I don't see Kemp taking any kind of immediate or drastic action. Now, as to the lawsuit itself, that's been brought by the DNC and the Georgia state local officials to deal with these election rules and laws. And by the way, this I did not know. I have on my laptop here in front of me. I was on the Secretary of State Raffensperger's website. I did not know this, and perhaps I'll share it with you, and perhaps some of you didn't either. It says Georgia is recognized as a national leader in elections. It was the first state in the country to implement automatic voter registration, at least 16 days of early voting, and no excuse absentee voting. I did not know that Georgia had been that staunch of a leader in terms of elections, rules, and procedures in the country. So I thought that was really interesting. So a lot at stake in Georgia. The lawsuit spirit, the lawsuit itself that's been brought by the Democrats. How will that lawsuit progress? Will it be victorious? And will it at least put a pin in these efforts to, there's justice. Oh yeah. Yeah. This was a good move. And notice Ginsburg comes up on that card. What a beautiful, beautiful decision to do that. I want to go deeper. We have the lovers, the decision that will be made to argue that out. The Six of Swords. So it's going to be this too, like everything else in our legal system over the past several years, is going to be sort of the best path forward with that justice card and the lovers. Discussions. How do we make the best ruling that is genuinely in the interest of democracy and the state constitution as well as the U.S. Constitution. This is a really strong case, and I think ultimately it's headed in the right direction just because of the way these with the lovers and justice. This does feel like a unification across party lines. From what I understand, not only is the state legislature in Georgia majority Republicans. That's how we wound up here. That's how these three people got put. Trump endorsed people got put on their state election board. But there's something about the court system that, despite whether the justices are or the judge is Republican or whatever, they will operate. This feels like they will operate in a nonpartisan fashion. We have the Prince of Pentacles. And that's somebody in the background on the Democratic side, I think, looking at how to build this case and prosecute the case in a way that, and the Queen of Wands. Oh, wow. I don't know if a judge has been assigned to this case yet. They just filed the lawsuit yesterday, but I wouldn't keep your eyes on who takes the lead role either on the Democratic side to prosecute the case, and or the judge. That'll be really interesting. All right, you all, one or two more cards. Princess of Swords, that's the discussions that they're going to have going back and forth. And the Ten of Cups, this is going to be an outcome that the people will agree with. They've overstepped, and essentially that's what I understand the basis of the complaint is that this new board has just completely overstepped their authority and the bounds of their authority. They are trying to replace what I found out 100 years of Georgia voting precedent. 100 years that it's been done this way. The new early voting and things like that, notwithstanding that. But this notion that they must examine everything, they must conduct an inquiry. It's just a bridge too far, and I think it's going to get stopped in its tracks. Okay, last thing I want to take a look at today, you all. Jack Smith, also busy week so far. On the legal front, Jack Smith also has filed an appeal. Interesting timing. That man was so interesting. He's so brilliant because he could have, ostensibly, come out right away in the wake of Aileen Cannon's decision to dismiss the case, right? I mean, and I think some people were looking like, all right, Jack, what you gonna do? Like, come on. And so he waited a little while. He bided his time, and now he has in fact filed an appeal of that classified documents case, a case that many of all of the cases pending against Trump, the election interference, etc., they were saying this was the slam dunk case because you got the boxes in the bathroom, right? You've got videos of them shuffling and moving stuff around. You've got him on tape saying, what he did with some of these documents. Excuse me, you all. A couple of them fell on the floor. So that was the case that it was like, this is done. This is a slam dunk. And look what happened. This 11th Circuit Court of Appeals that Jack Smith has filed the appeal in front of this is notable, I think, is the same appeals court. These are Republican justices, but they ruled against Aileen Cannon when she tried to appoint that special magistrate to review all of the documents that were a part of this classified documents case. And in so doing, if she appointed that special magistrate, that meant that it was basically putting a block on Jack Smith's team to be able to use the documents, because they could not do that while they were under review by the special master. This appeals court, same one that Jack Smith is going to now, said, no, Aileen, you tried it, but it's not happening. So I want to take a look and see if, in fact, this case, if the classified documents case will get reinstated, if that dismissal is going to get reversed, and if, in fact, the classified documents case will get put back on the books. And I also apologize if you hear any interference noise in the background. There's some landscapers outside. That's my card for him. In any deck, the Emperor is my card for him. That's how I get him. But look at him there. Yeah, that case is coming back, you all. I really do. I just feel straight out that case is coming back. Four of Swords. They've got to take their time and go over, Aileen Cannon's decision to dismiss. All of the I's have to be dotted and the T's have to be crossed. Will that case come back? Will Jack Smith be successful? Will Jack Smith's appeal be successful? And will that case come back? We have the Eight of Wands, the forward momentum, the push, the fire, wands, the fire that's behind it, the fire of justice, the fire of what is right. Spirit, please show me more major arcana if this is a strong possibility that asking ye shall receive. Here comes the moon. The moon is a revelation. The moon is illumination. The moon is what needs to be brought to bear. What we need to shine a light on certain issues around why the dismissal was not proper. So they've got to go through that process. That is what the appeals court will do. And then we have the Seven of Cups, because then it's going to be a matter of, does it come back? It's got to come back to Florida. Is it going to come back to a different area? I thought you all remind me, initially, when that case was brought, they were wondering why Aileen Cannon got it anyway. She's up in some weird county in Florida. They thought that it would have been brought closer to South Florida. Either, he's in West Palm, Mar-a-Lago's in West Palm, even Miami. But there were some questions around that. Nine of Pentacles. This feels like a time frame issue. So once again, this will not happen. This appeals decision, it looks good. It looks like that classified documents case is not done. It will come back, but by the time it does, the election will be. That's none of this is going to happen within 2 months. I don't think the court's going to rule on this within 2 months. That's what I'm getting with that 9. So yes, it's going to come back, but it will come back after the fact. So 2025, once again, is looking like a really, really interesting year for him. 2025, 26, let's just say the remainder of probably the remainder of his time on Earth. All right, you all? I try to keep these a little short. I know we're all busy, got things to do. Please, again, check out the description box below for a link to my website if you want to book or you want to know a little more about me. A link to the class, the September 28th tarot class that I'm going to do, and link to my membership if you're interested in my membership, which again, you get more content, more private videos, and I do occasional Zoom calls. All right? All right, take good care. Be safe out there. Remember, chin up, breathe deep, relax your shoulders, and we got this, you all. Be good. Bye.